Hello and welcome to a new series on Star Trek Voyager, Elite Force. Now, I'd asked for some opinions on what games to play next at the end of my System Shock 2 video, and I did receive a suggestion for Dead Space. However, I do not have Dead Space installed, and I'd have to configure it, whereas the two games I have right now are ready to go. I think I will probably tackle Dead Space closer to Halloween, just to get into the spirit of things. So here we are in Elite Force 2, game that was made on the Quake 3 engine. Somewhat primitive, but I like it. I'm a huge Star Trek fan, so this game is right up my alley. We're just going to go through the campaign for now. I already roughly know how to play, but I'll go through the tutorial just for the fun of it.
Ensign Munro. The purpose of this training course is to familiarize you with the basic maneuvers and strategies you will need as a member of the Hazard team. On away missions, you will be required to know instinctively exactly what to do in various situations. First, you should warm up. Walk or run around the room a few times. Practice maneuverability. Your hazard suit is designed for ease of movement, while affording you a significant amount of personal protection. These suits are armored and outfitted with a medical system powered by a small belt-mounted energy pack. This pack has a universal power collector, which can accept most types of power as energy. It was designed for maximum flexibility in the field. Now let's try some basic movement maneuvers. We will start with a simple ladder. First, approach the ladder. Then, look up the ladder while walking forward to climb. You now need to jump on, over, and around these obstacles to get out of the pit.
So one thing that's interesting is the shadows I have set up are kind of broken. It's not really obvious here, but it'll be obvious once I get into Voyager proper. I don't know what setting it was, but I had to play around with settings to get the game to run reasonably at 1080p. And I think one of those caused the shadow stenciler to screw up.
Very good, Ensign. Approach the Jeffries 2 maintenance shaft, then crouch to crawl inside it. Now, crouch walk to the end of the shaft. You will encounter life-threatening environments and situations. On your tactical eye display, or TED, you will notice the orange bar and numbers in the lower left of your view. These monitor your suit's health energy. When you are injured, this energy is used by the anabolic protoplasmers and dermal regenerators strewn throughout the inside of your suit. When this energy runs out, you cannot be healed, and you will die. The small blue bar and the numbers under the health bar are your armor energy. The ablative armor patches will take the brunt of most damage inflicted upon you. However, once the armor is depleted, you will take more damage, and your health energy will drain very quickly. Your suit will protect you, but the energy for the health and armor systems will eventually drain, and will need to be replenished. Jump across these rocks to get to the other side of the lava pit, without losing too much health and armor power.
One thing that I do find interesting about this game is the, armor power system is very much like Half-Life.
In the cave is an alien power terminal that your suit can convert into health and armor energy. Your TED has been programmed to scan and identify usable power terminals in many alien configurations. Approach the terminal and use it to transfer energy into your suit. Your suit's medical system is recharging, while nanites are regenerating your armor. You will now have to use all of the skills you have just learned to get through this next area. Beware of enemies, and dodge their fire.
Yeah, you can tell this game is really old by the graphics. I mean, the textures are okay, but the the models are very low poly. Also, if I recall correctly, this is a Klingon ship. I've beaten this game several times before, so I already have a pretty good idea of what I'm doing.
standard Federation phaser compression rifle. On the lower right of your view is the weapon energy indicator. All Federation weapons use an energy pack in your suit to supply ammunition to the weapons. All weapons have an alternate firing mode activated by the second trigger. Your rifle, for instance, has a sniper mode that is silent and much more powerful. It is most effective when used with your TED's enhanced zoom. Your TED has a built-in magnification feature. Use the zoom in command to get a closer look at an object or area. This can aid you in acquiring additional information or in more precisely targeting your weapons. Here you will use your weapon to shoot targets in the room. Type of energy than that of the health and armor energy. However, it too can be found in the terminals throughout alien vessels. Your TED is programmed to identify these as well. Approach the target and recharge your rifle's energy. This next exercise is a simulated firefight. Your primary objective is to eliminate all Hirogen enemies. You will need to use your rifle and recharge it, utilizing energy terminals like the one you just used. When you receive a new mission objective, it will be uploaded to your TED and can be read with the info command. Note the tactical information. This data is designed to aid in your survival and assist you in achieving your objectives. Your simulated mission begins now.
Yeah, one thing that's interesting is you can kind of tell that this game was set during either Season 6 or 7 of Voyager because of A, the presence of 7 of 9, B, mention of Hirogen, which I don't even think they were mentioned until Season 6, but then...
Attention, you have just acquired an alien weapon. Note that your TED ammo display has changed color. This is because the weapon uses dilithium crystal shards as a power source. These power crystals are used by most alien races and can be found on alien vessels. Collect the crystals to power the weapons. Your TED has been programmed to recognize and measure this power source.
Give up, intruder!
Congratulations, Ensign. You have successfully completed the Hazard Team training course.
Yeah, so you can kind of tell that the Hirogen...
Welcome to Voyager, Elkar's menu system.
You can tell from the Hirogen's presence that this is sometime mid to late Voyager, as well as 7 of 9, of course. Now, it has been a while since I've seen Voyager. I was more of a Deep Space Nine guy myself, but hey. So let's engage.
On Stardate 48315.6, the USS Voyager was transported beyond our control, 70,000 light-years across the galaxy to the Delta Quadrant. There, without aid from Starfleet, we began our 70-year journey home. In our numerous encounters, we came into contact with many dangerous and violent species. Having a limited crew with no chance of reinforcements, we determined that we needed a specialized team to handle the more dangerous situations. Tuvok, Voyager's chief of security, assembled an elite force of security personnel named the Hazard Team. Ensign Munro is second in command of this uniquely trained team. Equipped with 7 of 9's experimental anti-Borg weapon, the Infinity Modulator, the Hazard Team has beamed to a Borg cube on a dangerous mission. However, the team was quickly overwhelmed, and the IMOD is now in the hands of the Borg. Separated from the rest, Munro is attempting to rescue the team.
Oh yeah, the Borg are a thing in this game too. That animation is so jerky.
Munro to Tuvok. I've been cut off from the rest of the Hazard Team. I don't know where they are.
Mr. Munro, we have isolated your team members' life signs. They appear to be trapped in the tertiary power modulation chamber. Rescue them at any cost.
Acknowledged. Tertiary what?
Some hazard team member you are, Munro.
Ensign, I've uploaded your mission objectives and tactical information. Review it now before...
Yeah, the distribution nodes shut them all down. I generally like to use the phaser if I'm in a situation like this, just because it uses no ammo. It is a admittedly pretty crummy weapon. It does have a secondary fire that is quite powerful. The other nice thing is you can generally outrun them.
Munro! My savior! Get the eye on. Thanks, Munro. Let's go.
I didn't really show this off, but yes, the Borg actually do adapt to your weapons. I just don't like engaging them unless I absolutely have to.
Thanks, Munro. I'll get Odell back to the ship.
If I remember correctly, Odell was kind of a useless character anyway. Yeah, see, his weapon actually caused a shield to generate.
Hey, blue force field? I don't see a dis note here. Looks like a special power source. I'd come with you if I had an iMod, but let's say I stay here and hold down. Nice shoot, Munro. Hey, Munro, if you're not back in 5 minutes, I'm not going in after you.
Yeah, he was always a jerk. Spoiler alert, this is actually a holodeck.
Force field's down. Some Borg just beamed in and they're...
You can't get me. Sometimes the loading screens just give you this harsh white noise for some reason. Think it auto goes up? Yeah.
Sir, I was hit. The Borg took the team. They're there.
Out, Chang.
Thanks, Chang. You blew up the bridge. If I recall correctly, this was also a style of level that was used in Jedi Knight 2. I'm a little bit surprised they're not doing the spawned behind ya trick that, you know, Doom does, for instance. Okay, no easy way down there. Ah, but there's here. Yeah, it grays out if you drain all the energy from it. Yeah, now I have to go up there, which... Interesting little power coupling type thing they got there. Oh, new level.
Acknowledged, Ensign. See if you can locate the control console for the force field.
Hey, be careful. It's not working. I don't have time for this. I told you. Well, what was I supposed to do?
Mr. Munro, your tactical approach was, shall we say, tactless.
All right, hazard team, report to debriefing.
Nice going, Munro.
I love how the facial animations are just repainted textures over a model.
Sir, if I may. How was I supposed to know the panel would explode?
That point is not relevant, Mr. Munro. A given situation is not as predictable as you might desire. Your reckless decision has caused the death of you and your teammates. You have failed.
Dun dun dun.
Had you followed standard hazard team procedures, you may have survived the simulation and achieved your mission objectives.
Yes, sir. Procedure.
Speak freely, Ensign. Deck 4.
With all due respect, sir, I don't think procedure would have mattered. There wasn't any way I could have possibly rescued them.
Someday, Mr. Munro, you may be called upon to do the impossible. Consider this to be your personal Kobayashi Maru.
Red alert! All hands to battle stations.
Computer, reroute turbo lift to the bridge.
Status.
Captain, we have reports of secondary EPS conduits on decks 8
to Hales. Maybe we need to send a clearer message. Target their weapon systems and disable them.
Firing phasers. Direct hit. Phasers have no discernible effect. Aft shields are damaged. Rerouting auxiliary power to the shields.
Captain, I'm getting reports of extensive damage on decks 9 and 10. We're not going to survive another hit.
Photon torpedoes, full spray.
Torpedoes away.
Everyone all right?
I am undamaged.
What just happened?
Captain, we seem to have been torn from normal space. I think we've been pulled through some sort of iso-dimensional rift.
Where are we?
Apparently, here, Captain. Sensors and most of Voyager's primary systems are offline. Until repairs are made, it may be difficult to ascertain exactly where here is.
Captain's log, stardate 53854.7. Voyager was attacked by an unknown force and transported to some kind of starship graveyard. Whereabouts unknown. The ship is heavily damaged. Communications, propulsion, and other systems are offline. Until repairs are done, we're utterly helpless. Stranded. Let's get this ship back together, Chakotay. Get damage control online. Harry, find out what you can about those other ships, and exactly where we are.
Aye, Captain.
Captain, there's a containment leak in engineering. If we can't get it sealed, we're going to have a warp core breach.
Ensign Munro, you're wearing a hazard suit. Get down to engineering and help Alana seal that leak.
Turbolift controls malfunctioning.
Captain, we're
Initiate
drifting.
vocal command
Attempting to
using manual
compensate with
interface.
maneuvering thrusters.
Alright, that's enough for this episode.
I'm having a hard time.
I will see you all next time.